Hello everyone and welcome to 1001up.com's coverage of Rezzed 2015 here in Tobacco Dock in London. I'm here with Kyle, the producer of Eden Star from Flix Interactive, which you can see in the background, where you destroy, you build and you protect. When we last spoke to Kyle, they were on the verge of finishing things up, getting it ready for early access. Now it has been launched. You can get it on Steam, it's $14.99, check it out. And he's very, very kindly agreed to spend some time talking to us again. So Kyle, how's it been?
Yeah, it's been really crazy. I mean, I think really it's kind of exceeded expectations. Within the studio. I mean, we've always had this thing where we've tried to kind of be humble about everything, and whilst it's not kind of selling millions, it's selling okay. And the main thing is that the community have just been unbelievable with us. Like they really have.
Yeah, and you look at the reviews on Steam, for example, they're overwhelmingly positive. We've played it, we've enjoyed it. It must be great going into the office in the morning and seeing that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's very, very surreal. Like I'll be entirely honest, because I think with the games industry, you spend so long kind of behind closed doors, and then you come to things like this, and you talk to people, and you kind of get a little bit of feedback, But the weird thing is that I think you always kind of take it with a pinch of salt, because somebody's standing there, and they, more often than not, people aren't going to say your game's terrible to your face. Sometimes people do,
but easier behind a keyboard.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, but with that kind of anonymity behind the keyboard, I think there was kind of a little bit of worry, that maybe things could get a little bit negative. But people have been amazing, and I think the main thing is that people have been really active. Like the community have really kind of taken ownership of the game in a really good way, and they've responded to everything. We've been really trying to kind of get back to everyone, and they've been really positive, but also they've been so patient, and that's a huge thing. I mean, it was probably seen by you guys that we originally released without a save system because of a few issues we had, and people were really supportive of that. We were really honest about it. And people said, like, we understand, this is going to take a bit of time. And then once we got it out, everybody was amazing. Everybody was really thankful. So
that's absolutely brilliant. And because it's been such a positive response from the community, are you starting to feel a bit extra pressure to deliver when you get to the final product?
Yeah, I mean, but it's pressure in a good way. Yeah. I think that's the way that I kind of think is with this. There is good pressure and there's bad pressure, and I think that pressure is nice because all of the guys see what they're working for. We're answerable to the people who are buying the game, and that's a good thing. It's a good motivator, but also in the same way, through the kind of early development cycle, it was very much a thing of we did things behind closed doors, as I say, and if we were doing something not quite right, we had to wait a long time to kind of to change that. Now we're getting feedback so quickly that it allows us to kind of change and respond to things really quickly, and that means that it's kind of a confidence boost for the guys in the studio, because they know that what they're doing is a response to what somebody's asking for. So that that kind of works really nicely as well.
And it's a very positive story for early access, because you see some things perhaps don't get the traction that they perhaps deserve, but yours definitely hasn't, and that can only be a positive.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I think I've been saying to a lot of people is, a lot of people have said to us, we've done early access the right way. But the only way we've been able to do that is through those people who kind of pioneered that. And people made mistakes, people had huge successes, and I think without them, we wouldn't have been able to do what we've done. So, there's just a few things like we've tried to kind of do a good bit of risk mitigation by essentially always making sure that we're releasing the previous build, that we're not just kind of building up to launch and then releasing. Because there's been games in the past that have, really lost a lot of their community through releasing a broken build. That's the last thing we want to do, is alienate people.
No, and it's a very important message to have. So what's next? Obviously, you finish off the game. Do you have a timeline in mind, or you're not allowed to say? Or?
Yeah, no. So we've been quite open. We've put some stuff out on the forums. But I think the main thing is that we have a kind of overarching production plan and kind of development plan. I also think one of the things that's kind of got us to where we are now is being agile in both the kind of project management sense, but also in the kind of sense of taking that kind of input and making sure we react to things and reacting to where the game is telling us to go. Like, I think that sounds kind of very hippy-dippy, but it's kind of listening to the game and what it needs. So I think the next big thing we're working on is multiplayer. That's the next huge component, and there's a lot of challenges there, but they're challenges that we're on top of.
And are you looking for moving it from PC to other platforms, perhaps, or?
So, with that, we can't kind of confirm or deny anything. We're registered developers for the next gen consoles. So we'll see. I mean, the main thing for us and the focus has always been is let's get this right on PC. That's the home of it. That's where it is. One of the things that we're working with, obviously we work very closely with NVIDIA. We've had it running on a Shield, which is super pretty. And we'd like to see where the next steps of that go. But I think the main thing for us is our community is based on a PC. We want to make sure that's right before we kind of go anywhere else. But we don't want to close any doors. And I think we want to make sure as many people as possible play Eden Star. So.
And we hope so too, because like I say, it is a good game. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Eden Star, Flix Interactive. You can see pictures and people playing it in the background. On Steam, $14.99, unless Carl's about to correct me.
No, $14.99.
$14.99. Yeah, it's early access now.
People want to send a check or,
Yeah, check to Kyle, not to me, to Kyle.
Just more money.
Yeah, more money, yeah. Brilliant. No, and enjoy the rest of the coverage and hit the like button.